mean to make things awkward. He knows he shouldn't have cried like that in front of me. That he is a grown man and should have kept his emotions in check. He said he had never had a major breakdown like that in 3 years. Usually, he is in control of his emotions. He then began to tell me the whole ordeal with his father. It just made me sick to my stomach. Back when he was in his final year in college, his mother had died the year before, his dad and mom got married too young because his mother was pregnant, and they were both in bad shape. He would often visit his dad along with his girlfriend. When one day he walked in on his girlfriend cheating on him with his dad. Both butt naked and everything. His father gave him lame excuses like he was lonely and whatnot. He cut off all the contact he had with his dad and went on to live with his grandmother. After that, he went into depression, skipped his classes, and flunked out of school. He went through intense therapy and has managed well on his own. He moved out from his grandmother's state and came closer to us. That poor boy was sobbing while he was telling me this story, but in excruciating detail. It almost made me cry. That's not the reason he cried though. He cried because a few days ago, he received a letter from his grandmother that his father had taken his own life. He wrote a letter to James. James did read the letter, but he felt nothing. He showed me the letter. It was basically that bastard apologizing and asking for a chance. And at the end, he wrote, "Well done, my son." I got a little gist about what happened after the affair was discovered. His father and that girl were pretty much ostracized by everyone. They lived in a small town, so the word got around quickly. The father's friend basically disowned him, and every relative he had stopped talking to him. He lost his respect and dignity. He begged his mother to give up James's new address, but his grandmother refused. Also, in the letter he mentioned he had a liver failure because after he left he had a bad alcohol addiction. He regrets what he has done and knows he can never take it back. He will always have to carry the guilt. He has thought about taking his own life many times, but he knows if he dies he has to answer his deceased wife about why he did what he did. His dad mentioned he had no contact with their ex-girlfriend because she was the reason why he lost his son. He did acknowledge his own fault, but mostly he blamed that girl because she seduced him. I can't believe even in his death he avoided accountability. James said he wasn't bothered by his death until that day when I called him son. If it was some other time, he wouldn't have reacted the way he did. It was just the timing. He cried because he knew he lost his father forever. He didn't even go to his funeral because he knew if he did his progress would go down the drain. But he misses having a father. He knows what his dad did was wrong, but they were both pretty close. His dad was his cheerleader. He still couldn't believe his dad would do this to him. He mentioned that if his dad was alive he probably would have contacted him in the near future in 10 or 20 years. But he lost both of his parents forever. I apologized to him for triggering something like that. I also told him he is a wonderful man and any man would be proud to have a son like him. It's such a shame his dad threw it all away because he couldn't control his meat.